Greetings friends, this is day 2 at the Boucherie Festival at Comfort Farms, hosted by John Jackson and his excellent team here on this farm. And I must say, we've been to a lot of different conferences, meetings, expos, gatherings, you name it, but this is different.
It does. It has a different feel, the same homey feel, but just in a different way.
I haven't been to anything like this before, and it has 4 of my favorite F words: farming, food, fun, and fellowship. You thought I was gonna say something else, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I know you wouldn't say that.
But it has each of those. This festival is here on site at a farm, and during this festival they have been providing a lot of farm-based education to many types of people who never get the opportunity to be on a farm, nor actually get to see how an animal is processed, like they were doing on day 1, where we were processing a number of different animals. Sheep, turkeys, rabbits, pigs, chickens, and ducks as well.
We know about ducks.
We didn't come to this festival anticipating to be hands-on, but this festival has an opportunity for everybody to be hands-on on the different farm skills that take place here. And we actually didn't think that we would be hands-on, even though I'm a hands-on type of person. Whenever I go somewhere, I like to be hands-on. I'm a doer. And we got the opportunity to do just that with processing ducks.
Yeah. I was talking to someone, and Mike comes over, he goes, "Hey, come over here and show people how to wax a duck." And I'm like, well, I have limited knowledge, but my limited knowledge is more than what other people had. So let's do it.
Chef Blair actually came to me, and throughout the day, there was a lot of animals that were being butchered for the festival. And it was getting to the point where the day was starting to get away, and they still needed to process. These ducks still needed to be processed, and they came over and asked me, said, "Hey, they need help processing. We help them out?" "Oh yeah, we'll hop over there and help them out." And we did. So we were real familiar with how to do ducks, since we've done them here on our homestead, as well as we've done them at Polyface Farm before. But we got the opportunity to help process ducks at Comfort Farms too.
That's right.
So John had the different stations set up. He had the dispatch area, which we didn't have to take care of. Somebody else was taking care of that. But after they were dispatched, they were handed over to me at the scalder, and I had the opportunity to use the Cajun rocket pot, which I noticed that it really does an excellent job holding the heat. It actually boils faster too, and all that will save a lot more propane. It's less propane you have to use.
I think 100 quart pot will boil in 6 to 8 minutes.
So that
you can't beat
great.
That.
No,
crazy.
So definitely look forward to adding that onto our homestead. And if you want to, we actually found they have a website. You can check out the show notes below for that. So dunked the ducks into the boiling water, and then from there we took them over to the plucker. But actually, in the scalding water, when you're processing ducks, you want to make sure that in that water you have soap. And John actually explains why you need to have soap in the water.
If you think about ducks have really thick feathers, right? So that soap is a degreaser, and ducks have a lot of oil, so it kind of separates it to make it a lot easier.
And then after the plucker, I next took them over to you, where you were doing the wax on, wax off station.
Duck candles. Yep. Put it in ice water, let it cool off, and rip it off. Quick, in and out.
Okay.
And you want to give it a chance, like that wax to build up, like you're doing a candle, essentially.
It looks real.
What the wax do?
And I actually got the opportunity to help you out too, and so did John, and it was actually his first time using the wax, so it was really neat to do that. And why do we use the wax when we do the ducks?
Because normally there's pin feathers left on the ducks, even after the plucker. And so that wax coats those feathers, and whenever it cools, you pull it off, and the pin feathers are in the wax and not in your duck.
It pulls all the pin feathers out and everything else like that. Okay.
And we actually did a video at Polyface that's really intensive on how to process ducks. And if you haven't seen that video and you want to know, make sure you check out that video. But it was really neat to see so many people from so many diverse backgrounds
Yeah.
being hands-on with processing animals that first day.
It sure
and
was.
that we were able to enjoy throughout the festival.
Yes.
Which brings me to the food. The food was absolutely fantastic at the festival. And at other conferences that we've been to and other expos or whatever, a lot of times there's no food there, you have to go to restaurants nearby to get food from them, or they have food trucks, but no other one has there been food served directly from the farm on site that we were at. So that was
And it's cooked
another
right
thing.
there over an open fire. They either use wood or charcoal, and that just infuses more flavor into it and makes it more of an experience.
It sure does. And they had butchers there chopping up the meat and preparing it to move it on to the chefs that had their cooking stations, and seeing them at work and them doing providing some education on the food and how to do things. And even one of the chefs said he could, what did he say, he could chop up the chicken in less than 11 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, that's what they were
That's
saying.
pretty amazing.
Break a chicken down in 11 seconds.
That is amazing. It was so neat, and see the chefs there and interacting with them, and they were providing food every hour, a different dish for people to try. And it was just so amazing. This event was like a cookout on a whole other level. It was just really good.
It's like a tailgate, but a whole farm experience at a tailgate, I guess.
There's so many words combined that really don't really describe it, but it kind of gives you somewhat of
Yeah.
a sense of what was happening
For
there.
sure.
But it was such a blast. And going to the event, we know that they raise pigs, and that was one of the major things that was offered there. But John assured us our family, we don't eat pork or we don't eat rabbit. He said, no, we're gonna have all kind of meat there. We're gonna have beef, we're gonna have turkey, we're gonna have chickens, we're gonna have duck, and we're gonna have sheep. So it was just so neat to see so many different types of people from so many different backgrounds just coming together for this festival to have a blast. And we did.
And there's something special about all these people from different backgrounds coming together over something that we all need. Food. We all need food, and that is one thing that can bring us all together regardless of our backgrounds.
That's right. And I mentioned having a blast. And there was the next F word that we had, and it was fun. Thought I was gonna say another word again, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
But it was so much fun there, and seeing the kids have fun, that makes my heart have fun. Seeing them run around and being kids and allowing kids to be kids is so neat. to
And
see.
being part of it and trying different foods, and they really enjoyed it too.
So with the fun there, we should almost throw in that it's kind of like a party too. All the cookout, the party. We got all kind of descriptive words to try to put together.
Bonfires,
Yeah, that was
standing
bonfire
around
there.
the fire, keeping warm,
Yeah, and the kids were having a lot of fun just being around the fires and
throwing
and-
stuff in the fire.
Yeah, it's just they did, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
And they even had live music, which was really nice and really added even more fun to the environment.
They did.
And which brings us to the next F word to describe this festival, which is also an F word, but the next F word is fellowship. It's been chilly outside each morning, and a lot of the day we're thankful for the campfires, but the fellowship has been so warm and loving.
Yeah.
And for months this past year, many people were in lockdowns and isolations, and people were like, no more. I'd rather take the risk of dying being around my family and friends and loved ones than to be isolated by myself, which is no way to live.
No.
And even before this past year, on average 22 veterans took their lives each day. And here at this festival, it's an opportunity for them and others to get together. This festival is all about honoring veterans, and we'll talk more about that in the next video. But this festival provides an opportunity for people from all over to come together and to be a community and connect with one another
Yeah.
outside in a natural environment,
Yeah.
really suitable for us to make the connections that we need to make.
Yeah, and coming back to earth and creation and animals and life and death, you know, that brings healing. I think the further away we get from how we used to live, I think the further we get away from healing. And it's just amazing to see what John has cultivated at this farm to allow healing to happen.
And it's so neat that we had the opportunity to meet so many new friends. I'm gonna call them friends because we have new friends that we've met through this festival here. And we've also, it's been an honor that some people have actually recognized us from watching these type of videos on YouTube. And we had opportunity to take some selfies and chat with some people. It was really nice and really honoring to do that and to make those connections and to see people firsthand.
Yeah.
And this was our first time at the Boucherie. And we had a chance to talk to some others who it was their first time at the Boucherie as well, and about what it was that brought them to the Boucherie. All right, I'm here with Will, and Will, this is your first time here at the Boucherie as well, right?
Yep.
Man, this is a fantastic event. And what was it that brought you to this event?
You know, I've known John for a couple of years now, and he's been reaching out to the public and setting up these great events with veterans, and you know, it's a really good support group for veterans that are struggling, and you know, it's nice to have everybody come together, especially after the year we've had. It's nice for everybody to share in this, you know, this start to the new planting season. So it's been awesome. Come out if you can. If you live in Georgia, come down, please.
I want to thank you for your service, but you also are starting a homestead for the first time?
Yep.
And that is pretty amazing. What has it felt like starting a homestead and growing something and really hands-on participating?
You got to have some work ethic, and you got to have the elbow grease to you know, to start one. It's not easy, and you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And to those people out there that are wanting to start, you know, embrace mistakes, because you're going to make a lot of them, and there's things that aren't going to grow, there's things that are going to grow beyond your wildest dreams, and, but it's awesome. Get out there, and this is real food. This is, you know exactly where it's coming from. It's healthy for you. You don't have to worry about getting sick from, you know, E. coli or whatever it might be.
So what was it exactly that inspired you to start homesteading? Did John provide you a little bit of inspiration, or what was it exactly?
Well, you're one of the reasons, but we have you know, there's a big following on YouTube, and a lot of people have started out doing some of this stuff, and you know, when our son was born, we wanted to instill him with a lot of values that just aren't taught in school anymore. You know, these are things you can carry through your life when things are hard and times are hard. You can rely on this stuff to provide for you. So
exactly right. And one of the things that I've learned, especially from being here at this event, is it's so neat to be connected with your food, but that connection also connects. It's like your soul connects as well. And it's like this. I'm seeing a lot of that here with people just their soul having a reconnection and reset. It's just pretty inspirational.
It is, and everybody's just out here pushing the reset button for a little while after a crappy year. And we're all out here having fun and enjoying good food and good company.
That's right. Well, thank you, Will, and hopefully we'll see you again next year here at the Boucherie.
Thank you.
It's a blast here, so make sure you join us.
Appreciate it.
But we also had an opportunity to chat with many others who had been at the Boucherie before, like Michelle. Greetings, I'm here with
Michelle Boyd and Sierra Turner.
And this is my first time here at the Boucherie, and this has been an absolute blast. But I want to ask you ladies, what is it that brings you to the Boucherie?
Our head chef at Helms College, we're both chef instructors at Helms College in Macon, Georgia, and our head chef was one of the hand-chosen chefs for the original Boucherie. And last year he was given the okay to bring us into the mix, and we bring students in to volunteer. So it's a great experience for us, but it's a great experience for students that are up and coming chefs. For me personally, the Boucherie is hard to put into words. It feeds my soul in a way that I never knew it needed to be fed, and I found that out last year. And for months after the Boucherie, I just felt full, and I just felt happy in a way that I didn't know I was missing. And so this year, I literally was like a 5-year-old waiting for Santa, counting down the days to come get my soul fed and fill my heart. It's amazing.
That is great. And I've come to know John about 2 years ago, but I came to visit this farm for the first time a couple months ago. And it's neat to see that he's providing physical food for people and providing that connection. But coming to this Boucherie has shown me that he's also feeding people's soul here,
Yes.
and connecting people, and that is pretty amazing. And the work that he's doing with veterans, and you're a veteran, and thank you for your service.
Thanks for your support.
So, what is it for you as a veteran that you feel like you get from being here?
It's just the experience and the fact that it's other veterans out here. And just this morning, that ceremony, just really, it touches you, especially for the ones that just came back from a deployment like me. It's just amazing to just connect with other veterans. It's especially when you feel like, you know, you're at the end of the road, like he, you know, told this story, you know, about suicide, and it's not easy. And I've been there, like other veterans, we've been there. So this is just lets you know there's hope. So I thank John for that. It's a great experience, great experience.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
So that was day 2 of this amazing festival, and we still have one more day remaining. But this festival seems to encapsulate many of the facets and things that I find to be important and really enjoy.
Yeah.
And if I am ever blessed with the opportunity to have my own festival, I want to do it similar to this. And it kind of reminds me in the Bible of the holy days, the holy festivals in the Bible, where I think that they would celebrate it in similar ways. I don't envision ancient Israel keeping a sterile corporate-like festival.
No.
But I envision them coming together, sharing the best fattened animals with their friends and their family to celebrate, and also sharing knowledge and wisdom with each other, and enjoying the tasty foods and things that they each had their hands in growing.
Their own wine, or their own the best produce, or, you know, just whatever they grow. And like you were talking about, sharing the best with your friends.
As well as connecting with each other outside in a natural environment and loving on each other.
Yeah, totally agree.
And I think that this festival has captured it more than anything that I think that I've been to.
Yeah.
So if I ever have the opportunity to have a festival, I want to do it similar to this.
Super cool.
And I want to close with one more interview with a gentleman, a veteran, named Red. All right, I'm here with Red. And Red, how many times have you come to the Boucherie?
This is our 3rd year. We've been here for the 2nd annual, 3rd annual, and now the 4th annual.
So what does this event mean to you?
Well, I've heard it a lot this weekend about being disconnected, finding a way to reconnect or find lost connections or make connections. And I think, I was telling someone earlier, I think that is probably the hashtag for this weekend, because people are having that feeling, especially after this past year we've had.
Exactly right.
Rough in many different ways.
Exactly right.
And yeah, me personally, I get wound up, get stressed out, you know, living life. And this is my annual. I've literally told several people that the Boucherie is my annual reset. It grounds me. I come here, these people are family. You're family now. I just met you, what, a couple days ago?
Yeah.
We're family now. If I see you next year, I'm going to remember. You're going to remember.
Exactly right.
And that's how it works. And then, you know, a lot of us are Facebook friends through the year because we live all over the country, some internationally. Mark's from France. But we come back here instantly reconnected, regrounded. Politics disappears. You're not talking politics. You're not talking factions that you fall into. Everybody's focused on what John's doing, what those meaningful goals are of this specific event, which is, you know, remembering our veterans, honoring our veterans is what makes this one very different from others. But seeing and understanding where our food's coming from, respecting it, bringing back traditions, that's my particular role here officially, is old traditions, so blacksmithing. I came up here to do a demo the first year for the second annual Boucherie. John invited me up to do the historical demonstration on Heritage Day, and invited me back the second year, and last year I made the decision that that's my hobby. I had thought about turning it into a part-time business, but now it is I am Comfort Farms blacksmith. So I will work throughout the year making stuff back home, specifically for stuff that's needed on the farm, and then making things that people want to pick up once we come together each year.
It's so neat seeing you practice that skill, because it's one of those lost arts, and it's neat to see somebody doing something hands-on, and I'm sure you get a lot of pleasure out of doing it too. It's probably therapeutic.
Oh my goodness. It by itself is, I enjoy the historical aspect of it. It's been referred to as experimental archaeology. So you're using the tools, you're performing the skills and practices to gain a better understanding of how it really was for people doing the traditional crafts and so forth back in the 1800s, whatever time period. So yeah, that has its aspect that appeals to me. I love it, but I come here and the respect I get, the accolades, and just it's amazing the support I get from everyone, and that feeds me. This is the first year that I actually ran myself out of coal. I didn't bring enough coal.
Oh, wow.
And I had to stop, and at first I was really bummed out, because I was like, people want to see the blacksmith working, and I want to work the fire. But then we were talking about it and realized that, you know what, I work the whole weekend through, and I'm seeing everybody for snippets. Hey, how's it doing, man? And then off I go. Now I've got an opportunity to sit down and bond at a more deeper level with people. Yeah. Build friendships even stronger. So this may be a thing we do now, is where Sunday will be our down day.
Yeah, that makes sense. And this is overall, it's a beautiful event for people to connect. And I've had opportunities to be a number of events similar, but not exactly like this, of honoring veterans. And there's something truly special about this.
There is no other event that puts it together like this one. It's layer upon layer. Everything's meaningful. And it's designed that way. I think some of it in development is happy accidents, but the people that are here love it, believe in it deeply, and they bring their A game. Everybody's bringing their A game and talking and finding new ways to integrate things and make them better, tighter, and again, more meaningful. And we had a gentleman come in this weekend. This is his first time, from California, not a veteran. He comes in, went and did the sweat lodge with us, and we're over here doing something similar, an interview, and all of a sudden it just broke loose in him. The meaning, the watching others talking about their experiences finally broke the wall he had built. Wow. And he was able to have his moment, and that was powerful. Wow, and I told him, I said, you need to turn the camera around right now on you, because that's what Comfort Farms is doing for people. That's what the Boucherie does for us, is it heals, it grounds, and it reconnects us. And I mean, that's the best I can do with the English language, but I love this event. I love this event and the people that make it.
That's fantastic. And you're a veteran yourself?
I am. I did 21 and a half years as a cavalry scout in the Army.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. It was my honor. So yeah, so I get it on all fronts. I get to play with my hobby. I get to eat great food, meet great people, and this is. I always get choked up here. It's easy to put it in the back of your mind, and honestly, in the civilian world, a lot of the things we feel cliche, or seem cliche to us, that others see it that way. Mm-hmm. And so we will bury it, hide it away, or put on the hard stoic face. And you're not going to come to this and be able to pull that off. Here, you can become vulnerable, you can let it out, and you can look at it and come to terms with it, turn it around, or give it a healthy chance to breathe, to then go back home at the end of the weekend, put it away again, and it's okay, but you gave it that chance so that it's not bumbling up constantly. That's what this thing does, is it gives us a chance to let our demons breathe in a healthy way, and there's support everywhere.
Now, how's that provided with an opportunity to heal that you don't get anywhere else?
Oh yeah, I've been to the counselors and the psychiatrists, and I have I'm able to talk about my stories. It doesn't bother me to talk about them. But I eventually stopped going because I came home and I told my wife that I'm telling the same stories over and over and over again to different people. But that's all it is tell me your story. And they sit there and they listen, and it's not that it's coming from a malicious place, but I'm sorry, you're not going to understand.
Yeah.
I can't fully talk about it, I can't fully express, because if I do, I'm probably going to frighten you.
Yeah.
Not intentionally, but it's just you cannot come across that bridge and really understand at a primal level what we're dealing with. And you come here, and everybody's not a veteran here, but they've seen behind the curtain. So even the people who aren't veterans here have a peek, a little closer understanding, or at least the respect to say, there's a moment that maybe I don't need to see and a step away. And veterans come from every corner, swoop in on you, get you through your moment. It is amazing. It is amazing what happens here. And just, we come up every Thursday now. We try to be here by noon on Thursday, and we won't leave until this evening when half the group are going. And I love this place. I love John Jackson and what he's done with it. His family, Brian that was just sitting here. This has been my first chance to really sit and bond with him. Amazing guy. And sometimes you, as a vet, you don't have healthy coping mechanisms, you know. We all have shared experiences, but then again, we also have our own personal aspects to it. And sometimes you come out in the avenue you came out back out into the world, you came out with unhealthy coping mechanisms. You come here and you get to talking and opening up and being yourself and being honest and airing those demons in front of people that understand and respect it. A lot of times they'll give you healthier coping mechanisms to take back with you. So there's a sharing. I mean, food's being shared, whiskey's being shared, stories are being shared, and methods to work on yourself and to better yourself and to handle the crises and struggles that you're having personally are shared.
It's like you're establishing a real community, real family.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And again, some of these people, I love them so strongly, it's like I've known them for years. And I may have just met them, you know, or maybe I met them last year, but and I haven't seen them. Maybe I've watched them on Facebook or conversed with them on Facebook, and then you come a year forward, that's the second physical meeting you've had within a year, and only for snippets as you're moving around trying to take in everything. And that's more than enough.
Yeah.
Super strong. Hugs all the time, you know. So yeah, it's COVID couldn't stop this thing. Crazy presidential elections couldn't stop this thing, you know. It just, nothing's gonna stop it. We're already ready to come back. I got people asking me for stuff. I'll be all year working on things to bring back next year. I'll have to buy a new trailer.
There we go.
To bring stuff back for people.
Oh yeah. It's almost over, and I can't wait to next year too.
Yeah.
Red, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Give you a hug too, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. We're family.
There we go. That's right. Thank you.
It takes a bit of suffering, the sleepless nights and wandering, before you make it safely to the end. Before you make it safely to the end.